Nathan from Toronto, I had the idea that the Raw after WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan would come out thanking the fans, saying this is where it all began. Then Orton would come out, Batista would come out, Triple H would come out, having all the members of Evolution in the ring minus Ric Flair, about to attack Bryan when the Shield's music hits. They enter the ring to protect Bryan and have a stare down. What I'm asking you is, do you see an Evolution vs. Shield match happening at some point after WrestleMania? That is a very interesting idea. Batista's a heel, Orton's a heel, Triple H is a heel. You can do something where I don't know if they reunite as a group. Actually, that's not going to happen, but have them form some sort of alliance, come together to beat down Bryan after he wins the belt at Mania. Shield comes to his rescue, and you can... What it sets up is a series of 6-man or 8-man tag that you can do. I don't know that Triple H is going to want to wrestle on Raw. He may want to save his appearances for pay-per-views. But to build to Triple H, Orton, and Batista, maybe in one other person, not Ric Flair, but whoever that person is, against Bryan, Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose, I think that'd be a hell of a match. I like that idea a lot, actually, because it keeps the Shield together. And, Bryan's the champion, and he's still in the mix. And they've got 3 solid heels to go up against. The question, I guess, is you could do 6-mans, have it be Triple H, Batista, and Orton. But where does Bryan fit into that? Because you got 3 members of the Shield, and Bryan, that's 4. So you need a 4th person to partner up with Triple H, Orton, and Batista. You know what? Why not Bray Wyatt? Bray Wyatt's got Harper and Rowan, who can kind of be in his corner. But maybe they forge some sort of alliance, there's a common theme here. Bray Wyatt has had his issues clearly with the Shield, and he's left them laying. He pinned Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber, and he had his issues with Daniel Bryan, who was part of his group, and he beat him at the Royal Rumble. So maybe the Evolution guys make an offer to Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt can fill that 4th spot where it's Bray and the Evolution guys against Bryan and the Shield. I don't know if you would do that on a pay-per-view or if you would do that on Raw. I would love to see a match like that. Absolutely. I don't see Evolution ever getting back together as a faction, but I think to do kind of a one-off program or a one-off match, that'd be a great idea. But it goes back to what I said earlier about Bray Wyatt and John Cena at WrestleMania. If they wanted to plug Bray into what you just proposed, like I said, he's had his issues with the Shield and he's beaten them. He's had his issues with Bryan and he's beaten them, which should set him up as a number 1 contender for the title. But he's got to beat Cena at WrestleMania. I feel like if you're going to involve Bray in something like that, and he's got all these other guys that he's beaten, right? And so he's been built up to be this dominant force. To have him lose to John Cena at WrestleMania makes no sense. So I think it's even more important that he win that match at WrestleMania.